perhaps. I mean, if there's any team that has something up their sleeves, it's this team. But for Sisu, looks like we're getting the Sova Gecko Astra for the side of Sisu. And for Xipto, it looks as though Shirazi will be on the Astra as well.
It is kind of an unusual composition, having the two controllers this way. I can definitely see the Omen being more of an initiator, so the Paranoia clearing out the site now. And already Xipto has the site.
Yeah, they've literally dashed onto site here. Abyss is one of those maps though, Quack. You were saying two controls are a bit unusual, but nothing is really set for this map yet.
Yeah, not quite set in stone, I guess. But what is set in stone is Xipto being this offensive. Not only did they take the site, Vic, they pushed all the way up.
They just went straight out and went for those kills here, not allowing Sisu to do any sort of setup for that post-plant retake.
It's also a little bit of like a... Well, I mean, we could say anything, but it seems like a confidence play because Sisu did not have anyone posted up on site at all.
No, they didn't, and they still don't. Keeping Polly way back there. Khan coming to back her up.
Setting up towards the A site. But for now, I mean, it's Shirazi doing a lot with the star placements.
No charges left.
Completely blocked off, and it's just a Neri into the site. In with a Vandal as well on round 2. Sisu definitely trying to respect it. Going in with a full pistol train up towards Heaven, trying to shoot them down. And Neri's getting taken away by Sawamura, so slightly more doable now. But Kamiyu comes back in. Graham's the only one left. She's got a wing, man. But the spike's still taken away. She's got to work against 3 targets. Heaven is a possible angle. Spawn as well, but if you go through Spawn, you're gonna have to check at least 3 angles, maybe 4.
Can't do it. Where she is now.
Can't use the wingman, but instant shot off to Alexi. Shirazi in for the trade. Round picked up by Xipto.
Right, even though she got knifed by the KO and her position was revealed there. But Grams is always incredible. Again, if you guys didn't know, Grams plays without a mouse pad. She plays with just the table, like the wall table and the mouse.
This is a nice
and it's always incredible, especially in these really precise moments with the Sheriff. Now, guns, rifles on both sides. Let's see if Sisu can switch it up.
Still default map control, though. A bit more presence towards mid, as they're expecting Xipto to kind of pull off some hijinks with possible plays through the door and whatnot, but okay, maybe Samura might have spotted something, but still, Xipto are actually being very careful around this. There's the first pick. Bit of a long-range duel, and it's just that presence being made known, and then the peek out. Alexi, without her, it's not much information that Xipto can draw out, so that signals that this could just come down straight to executions. And we saw how they executed on the B side from before. Let's see how they do it without a Sova.
Yeah, but Sisu is prepared for this. Sentinel set up on site. Info is there. And Neri is tagged. You know exactly where she is, and they get that kill. They're rewarded for it. Starmar collecting a second kill. And Xipto is finally being taken down. And the numbers disadvantage here. Sisu put one on the map.
For whatever Xipto was about to throw at them. Once the Paranoia and everything was sent through in towards the B site, it was a very clear shot for Sawamura to take, and she takes those very cleanly. The initial headshot into a Neri, and then the subsequent one, Xipto weren't quite able to fire back. They're not used to being challenged in the aim duels like this.
No, they're not. And Sisu definitely has firepower. This is why Neri is a little bit worried about this team. Out of all the teams here at Game Changers, now they are forced back onto an eco here. Let's see how Sisu responds. Outlaw in hand for Sawamura for that anti-eco, but she's very far away. And it looks like Xipto is going to go full force into A.
Yeah, straight in, and Neri using her own Cloudburst. The trip, though, and there goes Polly. Coming up huge on towards 2, maybe the 4th kill, and then looking for the last one. Heidi, excuse me. Oh, that was Polly. 1 round in the mag, and she's looking for the 1 tap. Okay, very confident. Grahams will be able to secure the final kill.
Inari was in by herself, no one there to break that trap wire, and that cost her her life. Sisu just playing really clean, really confident right now. I don't see any wavering right now. They're just playing their game. And Abyss is just one of those crazy maps you really don't know how things are gonna go.
And this is why we highlighted Piety as well, right? During the head-to-head. She had those 2 aces from yesterday. And today as well. I mean, the trap setups, you know, whether or not it's called out by Coach Sia, she manages to set them down and she reacts to it just as fast. If that performance keeps up, Xipto, they're going to have to start to respect these traps a lot more. And that's when you really need Alexi to be alive long enough to find out where those traps might be, use the shock darts to clear them. Xipto, they can't quite execute onto sites as cleanly now. They have to play very safe.
Yeah, they are playing very differently now. Playing default, trying to get any information, perhaps taking a little bit more space as that drone comes out. Cypher, in the meantime, has set up on B site, expecting something a little different coming from Xipto's side, because they're not the kind of team that would keep making the same mistakes over and over again. And reading that correctly now, Xipto rotating over to B, changing the game plan here. Can Cypher, can Polly, and Piety hold it by themselves?
Yeah, they're kind of just funneling Xipto into the B site. Piety originally had the off angle, but now smoked off, trying to stay alive long enough for her teammates to arrive to play off timing. The sudden peek out, that's an Inari down. Piety continuing to push on through. The Hunter Sphere from Alexi trying to disperse their positions, and Shirazi being able to watch down the flank. That could be big, but at the same time, Khan still on a slow flank. If the timing is good, there's no way that Shirazi expects it. Shots from the front. Grahams takes down yet another. And here comes Khan. One off to the next, and then Piety to slam it down onto Shirazi. Sisu picks up the lead here, Vic.
Yeah, they are in the lead now on Xipto's own map pick. I'm really liking Sisu's macro here, the way they are responding to Xipto right now. Xipto is playing more cautiously now to allow that flank happen from Khan, and that timing ended up working perfectly.
Very calm looks on all their faces as well. I mean, you could tell this is incredible setups, incredible practice done. They definitely have had a bit of experience on Abyss before. And a lot of credit to their coach as well. That was intentional for Polly to reveal herself out towards mid doors, and that's when
Get out of my way.
you know the rotation from Xipto was sent over to B.
Tensions are high. SMG has experienced a Game Changers Championships being taken away from them before, and I'm pretty sure they don't want that repeating again.
Oh God!
Neri gets one in the face. Does she get the second? Piety facing her back, takes her down. They have site control.
Take flight.
Thrash looking for anything. Gets one. Tara tucked behind the box, being protected by the rest of her teammates. And Neri responds back with the operator and her Blade Storm. Wingman trying to find Neri, 2 HP. Blade Storm still in hand. Khan by herself, what can she do against these two Xipto players? Operator looking for that kill, doesn't have spike in hand. Still stranded there.
Oh my God.
Khan can play for time, but it is a lot of time, Quack. It's 40 seconds left to go. The hunt is on with the Blade Storm. Khan gets the kill, having that health advantage there. What an intense round.
4 points in a row. I had my breath held throughout that whole
I know, you didn't say anything.
sequence, Vic. Oh my God. I have never felt this tense before. It really was a round where it came down to, once again,
Really critical ulster that they can use to their advantage. Piety's Cypher ult will be really handy here. Xipto going in nearly a full squad, sending their Astra down mid.
yeah, really quick, different setup. In with a Cosmic Divide. It gives them the site very, very effectively. Nobody from Sisu is going to dare to challenge off of some of the angles, but then Shirazi cutting them off in the rotations with alert down mid. Here comes the pushback from Sisu, but just a little bit through spawn, and it's all too clear. You're definitely not challenging up towards vents or mid, so Alexi knows exactly where you are. And there are those two shots. Xipto, they pick up.
At that time, which is definitely a fatal error on their side. But I like what Xipto's done here. That timeout, huge. They obviously knew that what Sisu likes to do, getting that flank around, catching them in the backside, and they made sure no more butt clenching is going to be happening.
Yes, keeping it clean, keeping things not clenched. But still, now this is still Sisu in with the lead, and they have some ultimates built up. Samura in with the Blade Storm, and that helps on the economy a little bit.
That's right, but Camille has the KO ult that can take those blades away.
Not quite in position yet, but still trying to figure out which site is weaker. A little bit of reinforcements being called from Samura though. Graham's coming back in to hold the off angle around mid if a trade is to be called. So this is interesting. Xipto, they are just trying to poke and prod and pull some of the rotations away. And because of this, there's a lot more importance towards mid right now, which weakens out the other sites, and that's when Xipto starts to rotate and commit towards this B site.
KO knife throws them off a little bit of slight fake here as they execute onto B really fast. And Neri first in, but also first down by Polly's Hunter's Fury to the face. Alexi nearly down, nearly getting that spike plant. Grams cleans up the rest of the squad here on the site. Spike stranded once more. Saramara getting those Blade Storms out.
Still
Shirazi.
doable though.
No pits this time. She's on an Astra.
Just stars. She has to get the spike down and then reposition because pretty soon it's going to be that dizzy and updraft.
Saramura finishing it off there. Getting her info there. Dizzy. It's like a little slow balloon. Can't quite get over the box there. Sisu up by 5. Killer matchup.
This is very crazy. I just don't know what to expect. Xipto, they picked this map of Abyss, but clearly things are not all hunky-dory. It's not perfect. They have some ideas as to how they want to, pull rotations and commit and execute into sight, but even with the executes, even with the spike down, they are not always able to hold it. That Hunter's Fury from Polly made all the difference in the previous round.
Yes, it did. And what it looks like right now is it almost looks like Sisu is more familiar with this map. They are holding all the right angles while Xipto is busy with their executes and using their util here, but they're forgetting that this is still a gun game. This is what they do best. And why aren't they fighting back with these shots? Sisu just sharp shooting right now. Graham's getting another. Who needs a mouse and bat?
Oh! Right click with the classic. That was all it took from Polly. 2 players from Xipto down. That's why they can't shoot backpick, even with the angles. Xipto, they have to push out, and now they're being punished for it. Spike, maybe getting planted towards B, but 5 players converging towards this one position.
Lexi does have her Hunter's Fury, but she also has 5 Sisu players up. Lexi down. What can Shirazi do? Nothing. They clean up the rest of the mess here on the site, and they are up by 6. Double the number of rounds here against Xipto. Xipto still hasn't figured it out. Probably feeling that stress a little bit now.
And they were the ones who spent that time out. This is so weird. What is going on? I mean, you come down through mid and you're expecting there to be trades from Xipto at the very least. They had 2 players, but I don't know. They were kind of looking at separate angles. And Samura is definitely cheery because of it. It's just down to words like Aqua and then A-Link, and they're all just kind of being held down. This operator is quite pesky as well, but back into an execute onto B site.
Polly holding her ground, anchoring that site 2 going down. Graham's backing her up as always. Camille doing everything she can. She's got a dizzy spittle in her face. Tara out in the open. This is a little bit dangerous again for Xipto. Spike stranded. Once more, Wingman making sure. Sticks Saramura insane with the operator. Tara finally takes the operator down. Spike's still stranded. Smoke. Hopefully they can pick it up and back away, but it's a little dicey here. Spike sticking out just a little bit. Tara, what can she do?
Blow him up, Mosh.
Mosh pit, trying to prevent that pickup. 40 seconds on the clock. No rotations now. They have to pick a site and stick it. And it looks like they're trying to get it tucked behind B. Sisu waiting for them to make the wrong move. Tara makes the trade.
Spike down B.
Oh no. Okay.
Now alone.
But look at the map, Vic.
I am looking and she's over on the other side. Khan is with her. She has no idea. 7 on the board for the side of Sisu. Absolutely clean rounds. And what I'm really liking, Quack, is how well coordinated Sisu is right now. They are looking fantastic. In fact, they are looking a little bit like Xipto themselves.
It's crazy. And this is yet another round where Xipto has to come in with a scuffed bye. They had the executes in mind, but it was completely halted by these shots. Paulie Grams landing the initial ones, and Sawamura in with the operator as well.
I think they had some ideas here. They had some set plays. Tactibear also watching the screen in absolute shock of how this is playing out. 7-3, we're already near the half.
Standing ahead.
Xipto still haven't been able to figure out Sisu and how they've been fortifying both of the sites. The rotations have been really good to respond to them. How are they going to take another round before going to the half?
Right now, I mean, the execute's clearly not executing. Definitely want to think back to the drawing board. Pieces of utility that they tossed through. I mean, they had the paranoia and everything, but just because Sisu were reading those plays, those positions, they kept themselves back instead and then came back in after that utility was expired. So now, a bit of early pressure from that sheriff shot of Neri in towards B, and quick rotations back towards A. A bit of a guessing game for both sides, but Sisu having all the resources, they guessed correctly.
Having info now. Graham's pulling back. She's been absolutely critical. High impact kills every single time to back up her teammates. Making sure they're watching the flank right now, but it's a very straightforward push by Xipto here.
And Khan feels the pressure, has to run out, but gets shut down. But in comes Grams. What? Off of heaven? She just Goomba stomped them. 3 players dead. And there he trades back. Has the tailwind available. But what a shot from Selma Moore. Shuts her down. Lights out. All down towards Alexi. She has clutched out before, but I don't know if she's going to be able to do it again. 10 seconds left on the clock, and she has to stick something down. She taps in for it, baits out the peaks. Couldn't find the shots. Now completely committing to the spike plant in a very unfortunate time. Piety gets the final kill and puts Sisu up to 8. We actually might see a Sisu 9-3 first half.
My
Yes.
ult is ready. It is over.
We might. At this point, I'm not going to be surprised. Xipto, I see a lot of repeat plays happening over and over again. Nothing's really changing. The only time they really found success is when they split up, got a little bit of that mid-control, or catching Sisu rotating on the flank. But they're not really doing that right now. They're just full-on going in and pushing and just counting on their firepower, and Aneri just dashing in by herself. Something is going wrong because Sisu knows exactly what Xipto is doing.
So much of it being read. Back to another execute set plan from Xipto, straight into A site. But already they have the recon. Still, if Aneri can land her shots, this could be different.
Oh, that was really close there. Wingman backing up the 2 ladies. Sisu up in heaven. Starting to whiff their shots a little bit. This is becoming a battle of the 1v1s.
Spike planted.
Khan, if she can get one more kill, even out the odds. Timing around this box is everything. Alexi making those calls.
Player standing.
Players trading each other out this time around. Better performance by Xipto.
The little plays towards the back of the site. Sudden executes, yes, but because Aneri did this, it managed to hold them back towards heaven for a second. Just enough time to find those trades, find the numbers advantage, and then you would see that buddy system coming back in. Shirazi from the back, but then at the same time, 2 of them up front. Oh my gosh.
Full contact too.
Yeah. So is it gonna be Hello, darkness, my old friend, or hello to from the other side, the winning side. Sisu.
Here.
Now I want to sing. You got like all the lyrics. Yeah.
But so far, at the very least, okay, Sisu is just taking things slow. They don't want to throw caution to the wind just yet.
Yep.
A lot of respect towards Xipto.
Definitely. I'm pretty sure they want to keep this lead right now. We got a high-low setup on both sides right now. They were pretty brutal on that first pistol round. If they can win the second pistol round, things can turn back in their favor. But Sisu is opting for that mid-control.
Ooh.
Good read. Camille all by herself.
Yeah, she tossed out an underhand flash, but now she knows that there are definitely players on the other side. Sisu not committing. Look at them. Back towards B, who...
Oh,
Piety.
good catch by Piety, pushing Xipto back away. Giving them free entry into site now.
30 seconds.
It's gonna get really messy,
Spike
Quack.
planted.
Stays alive just long enough. Sawamura being able to hold down the trades off towards back site. Coming in with the retakes now, though. Sawamura needing to land the shots. It's tough because Xipto has Raptors. They have Link. The off angle might help her out if she lands the initial shot. And there it is. Oh, a second one as well. Flicks back on towards the top, and that's Shirazi's head clean off.
Waiting for Xipto to make a mistake, and they did, coming out there with their utility in hand. This is so unlike Xipto right now. I'm really wondering what is going on. Some sort of, I don't think it's a chemistry problem right now. I just think it's sort of a, where is their headspace right now? I think that pressure is on because, again, remember, when they were SMG, they lost it at the last moment going to Game Changers Championships. And Sisu definitely has the power to do that again. This might be a newer map for Xipto, and there were some game plans they wanted to try out before potentially going to Berlin, but pulling it out at this moment during an elimination, the final elimination match. Little bit risky here. I don't think they expected this much of a challenge. Sisu, full squad coming in. This is gonna be a brawl!
Oh my gosh, but it's gonna be Xipto landing the shots initially. Pushed down the smoke. Sisu had no earthly idea. Sheriffs, Guardians picked up, and that's the round for Xipto. That was, Vic. That was a very 200 IQ herder, big gamer anti-strat. Ugh. It's an anti-strat. No, I'm kidding. It's not an anti-strat. They just wanted to surprise Sisu. But Xipto comes back in with like everyone pushing through the smoke at the same time.
Yeah, that could have really gone either way, but that timing was everything there, meeting each other. But outlaw in hand, binary, not catching any, pulling back the site. They have the info now, but the Sisu squad is completely split up. 3 on the site of A to get that spike down while the rest of the squad rotates. We got 2 in mid. 2 from Sisu, trying to catch any sort of rotation, not quite getting them.
Oh, now they'll get them. In with the Sheriff, Alexi. A little bit of a trade, but you still have to wonder about Khan in with that bit of a lurk through vents. Here comes the shots from Grams, but does Alexi listen to the sounds from behind the doors? Yes, she does. Turns back around just for a quick second. Comes in with the gravity well now. Khan pulls Shirazi off of the spike and now sets up yet another. Alexi needs to shoot her down. She's trying to do it, but she's not quite landing it. Okay, a bit of a dink so far, but not too bad. And here comes the stick. Shirazi managing to do it.
Things are getting really heated between these 2 Southeast Asian squads.
One enemy.
Enemy spotted A.
And a lot of these kills aren't as clean as we've...
Still comebackable. We have this very big operator. It was an outlaw from before. Sisu definitely thinking about applying that pressure to force an Eri back too this time, but an Eri has got friends with her.
Yeah! Monster on the loose!
Monster on the loose, going down mid, accompanying Piety there.
Oh,
Off finds a kill.
the shots through,
Spike
yes,
down
A-main as
A.
well. Oh my god, Vic. Xipto are coming back in full form because they are still being able to hold their ground. Grams trying to push up top mid, but then spotted out instantly. Down towards Grams and Khan, but they're all trapped towards mid. The spike is being marked.
And Neri holding it together with Camille here. This is going to be a tall order for Grams. Grams has done amazing things. Does at least take down the operator. Camille there to trade it out, thankfully, for Xipto. Khan all by herself.
Yeah, a lot more work to do. 30 seconds to do it all, though, Vic.
30
This
seconds
is gonna
left.
be really hard.
The only way I see this happening, you do 2 stars, Gravity Well and Nova Pulse.
Yes,
Stun them all. You just kill them all from behind.
but she doesn't know that they're all together there.
Once she goes into astral form, if she does that, it's going to give her a position, so she might not do it. She might just save instead.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, looks like she's looking for any sort of kill there. She's got a little bit of a tell, knowing that they're still hanging by the spike. Picking up that orb in the meantime. Ooh, sound cue there, dropping from ropes, but they're not going to fight it.
Too, because Xipto knows that if they start challenging it for it, they might just throw away a gun or two, so they're not going to do that. But at the same time, not too bad. Great exchange, great hold from Xipto. And towards the end, they picked up the alt orb. So now they are all very close to their ultimates. And they've got Sawamura ready to knock down all those pins set up for her.
Yeah, a lot of pings happening on the side of B here. Looks like they want to go in.
My ult, get out of my way!
Initial 0 point denied, so Xipto aware that there is presence towards B main.
Blade Storm online for Sawamura now after picking up that orb.
Yeah, good pickup still. Maybe not the best guns in the round. But thinking about the longevity of the map, stars set up all towards mid. Maybe signaling towards a bit of a vents play, but look at how Shirazi places her own stars as well.
I like how Grams is trying to beat him out, actually. They could have hid from that drone, but Grams wanted to make it known that they were there.
You're gonna bite the bait or not. Xipto stays hidden. But here comes the peeks out.
Oh! Blade Storm finds one. Classic can't get the second to close the deal. Xipto respond in kind. Tara holding strong, getting a little bit of damage there. Polly trying to get any space onto site, try to get a rifle into her hand. Khan still alive, 4 HP. Wall goes up, trying to slow down the Xipto
Last
defense.
player standing. One enemy remaining. Thrifty.
Sisu keeping it competitive at 10.
And for both teams, feeling all of that pressure, I think some hands are starting to shake and sweat a little bit. Some palms are starting to sweat. Some knees are starting to shake. That's what I want to say. You can tell, Camille, she was not quite sure where to look. She was sensing that someone could have come over from... Ooh, what was that? Someone could have come over from bridge, and she had to flick all over the place, and unfortunately kind of had a whiffed moment against her opponent. And unfortunately, that's what gave Sisu the site. A very quick Cosmic Divide from Khan as well just made it that much more difficult for Xipto. So yes, a bit of bank built up. They buy back, but can they close in this gap? It's still a little bit far right now. 3 rounds between them.
It is, but they do have near full buy on their side. Operators still in their power right now. Sisu surely no.
Yeah,
This map's
anticipating
winnable.
it. They definitely want the map closed. They are on towards double digits, very close. Picking up those alt orbs again, still very useful for them as well. Pulley now, Hunter's Fury available, and that could be useful for an execute.
Revealing area.
Now they've got to work around this problem of crossing over mid. Recon Bolt from Alexi at the right time, so Xipto should at least be aware of it, but the main crux is still Shirazi needing to be prepared for the potential execute that's about to be sent her way. I think those pings on the minimap calls out that Polly might just send the Hunter's Fury up towards heaven.
30 seconds left.
Or dash up into heaven instead, sending their jet for the hunt.
Oh.
Spike planted.
Whoops. A little of an oopsie moment. Piety unfortunately got dinged out by the Hunter's Fury instead, but still, good little kill, and Khan will be able to find the next kill. Spike planted, and now this all comes down to post plants.
Yeah, Sisu repositioning far back to the back of site here. And Neri, though, hunting them one by one.
Got him!
No trades for the side of Sisu, but there's a flank that gets them instead. Polly securing 11 rounds for the side of Sisu.
The Hunter's Fury broke everything apart. And with that, Xipto did not have numbers advantage, Vic. And at the same time, I mean, look at how they actually worked off of the angles in the little post plant. Yes, they had the smoke blocking off the spike. Yes, Inari kind of had to push up against them, but it's too many angles to clear this good right now.
Look at this flash coming out, finding nobody.
Blocking vision. Recovering.
Khan waiting for any sort of flank that might potentially be coming out. Tara and her about to face off while they get so much space on mid. Fast push into B. And Neri there to stop them, both of them with the Sheriff to the face.
Still though, is that going to be enough? That's the question. It might be a rifle picked up for Inari, but then Piety and the rest of them already making into sight. Oh, here it comes. All right, Camille and Inari off towards B-Link. Simple shots. That's all it took.
Wondering what they said. Their timeout, Khan collecting those kills back, but they don't trade each other out. Crossfire being set up against Khan. And Neri, you're one of the greatest duelists in Game Changers of all time. Can you just kill them? Because that's what she ended up doing here. That looked like the game plan.
It definitely felt like it. I think there was a little bit more, you know, getting a little bit of information outside B and then figuring out where exactly, outside A, excuse me, and then figuring out where to position towards the B site. So because Inari had the positioning towards Link, she was able to collect on towards those 2 Sheriff kills. And of course, credit to her being such an exceptional player as well. Now back in with an operator. It hasn't been too great in some of the previous rounds. It did give them a bit of a head start on towards round 2 and round 3 of the second half. Xipto needs to keep that up though. Sisu might not really expect it, but again, they have the Thrash. They have, you know, recons to be able to clear or figure that out. So a bit of a slower approach from them. They want to gather information first.
They do, and they are sensing something. Look at those pings going hot on B, but they decided it was Xipto.
Oh, Khan.
Tara knowing now where Khan likes to hang out, getting that kill. No stars to work around. Thrash coming in, clearing out that space.
And that makes it a lot more easier for Inari to find these sight lines into the site. Hunter's Fury committed as well, trying to deny the spike plant, but unfortunately, it does not catch. At the very least, it eliminates some of the positions where some of the Sisu players might be. So Camille finds the first, Inari tries quick scope, a little bit of whiff, Shirazi cleans up. 11-9, still close, and Sisu could turn this around at any moment.
Good retake by Xipto here. And the most important thing, ladies finding their shot. This was huge. Tara now knowing where Khan likes to meditate.
Stay down.
That's where she goes for yoga classes, right outside of A main.
That's right.
So that makes you wonder, is Xipto going to now start to pressure around that angle a lot more? Because Khan, if she's dead, there are no smokes available for Sisu, and that's part of the reason why Inari was able to find those kills. This time, Inari positions herself towards the middle. Xipto indeed does not push out of A.
Saramura, 5 HP, barely walking away with her life here. Khan repositioning at mid instead. Not going to be caught out by Tara a second time around.
Yeah, no presence towards A or B main calls the fact that it's probably a lot more players towards mid, but after about 10 seconds passed, that information has gone dirty. So you've got Khan now slipped inside a fence, and Xipto probably doesn't know this at all. They execute into the A site off the Cosmic Divide. Okay.
What?
Fragment though, catches Sawamura. And you got the recon out as well. Graham's unfortunately suppressed, but off towards an elevated angle, tries to find player, doesn't find anything. Instead, it's going to be Khan once again off that lurk, trying to push through. She gets one, but then denied by Inari, blinded in full by Poli. And then that's going to be at least one kill, but Shirazi cleans back up. It's once again.
Yeah, nearly tying up the score now. Sisu forced into half buy, half armor. This is the choice it seems like they're going for instead. This is Xipto's map pick after all. Looks like they're finding the rhythm a little bit. Reading Sisu a little bit better. They're trading each other out, and Ari's not left alone anymore, except when she's holding those entry angles with her off. repositioning onto mid here because they understand that Sisu does like that mid control.
Well, and it's Alexi pushing so far up front too.
Stay down.
Like-
There she goes. Sisu gonna have to hang back off of that one. They've run out of ultimates and they are starting to lose their grip over the lead. Still holding out towards mid. They haven't really gone in for like just a full blind execute yet. They haven't really gone for any aggressive plays. It's all very careful.
It's all really careful. It's worked for them in the first half.
But that's because they were on the defense.
Yes. So in the second half here, on attacker-sided, things are a little bit different here.
Yeah. Difference here is now Xipto starting to get a good read of over the tendencies. You got that recon, and Alexi's trying to deny the spike plant. Shock Dart goes in, but doesn't quite find anyone. Nary Blade Storm.
Big moment for Inari here. If she can't find that kill, Lexi finishes him off. Heidi exchanging. Polly following up. We're down to a 2v3 situation now. Trying to bait out with a spike defuse con. Again, all by herself, only taking one down with her. Xipto tie it out, 11-11 with Sisu.
And that came really close. Con, there was like a very tiny... It was so darn hard to do that as well. So 11-11 is what we have. They almost made it possible, especially throwing in the Cosmic Divide and everything. But ultimately, Xipto is working off of the information that they have now gained, the information they have now downloaded after playing, 20+ rounds against Sisu.
Yeah,
Very
they have so much money right
bold
now.
play, very
bold play. But if Sisu decided to be a lot more aggressive, taking down at least one of those ops, making sure the Khan is still alive, it might be okay.
Oh, I love this angle from our observer.
Shirazi. Drone doesn't catch the op. They smoke it out instead. Hunter's Fury coming out, Saramura finding that first kill.
Spike planted.
Tucking behind, support the rest of her teammates who pull out knowing that Xipto could be descending upon them. Spike out in the open. Xipto repositioning here.
Keeping an eye on the mini-map as well. Piety is going off on a solo mission of her own to flank Xipto's retake. Neri being able to get the first shot off, but then Graham's... Wait, she just held that down all by herself out towards B main?
Grams does it again! She's incredible. I'm never using a mouse pad again.
Nobody expected that. Our observer did not expect that even, but it all just happened.
I'm just telling you, Grams only kills in threes.
Xipto needing to push this to overtime or they will lose it out.
Thrash is online for Grams. This is something they're going to take advantage of. You can see Gecko's got a little pet in hand. Something's about to happen.
Taking a more aggressive angle. The Thrash, though. Aneri cannot afford to shoot it, so she's going to hold off to a player instead. And there it comes. Thrash kind of expired away as well, but here comes Saramura with her own Blade Storm. Off to a side of back sight. Now she's trying to get a greater position up towards Raptors, but then comes the stars from Shirazi. Trying to block things off. Camus trying to find some shots, but she's pushed away by the Dizzy. Fully blinded, grows in for a crouch spray, takes down Grahams, and then comes in the approach from Raptors. More fire support now, collapsing down on towards Polly, and she's dead. It's all down to Khan in a 1-on-2. She lands yet another shot, but then Shirazi off towards Raptors with an elevated angle. The crosshair placement was thrown off. We go overtime.
Overtime there, shots being exchanged, and I really like how both of the Jets were working the map here and how they worked together with that initiator, getting that angle on Alexi because they had that intel there.
One enemy
These
remaining.
shots being traded back and forth. This has been an incredible round. You can see why.
So what are we going to see now in overtime? Some more of these cards have been revealed. Xipto back on the attack, slow approach back in towards B. Their weakness from before was the blind side executes, though. So
And it looks like things hasn't changed massively here. But let's see. Knife catching Polly. But not Saramura going into sight, knowing that is theirs for the taking. Neri up high in heaven, trying to catch any sort of kill while the spike goes down. Wingman dizzy.
What? And it's just going to be Alexi. She shot that down. Her teammates backing her up. And Neri now pushed in towards past rafters. Sisu has no idea.
One enemy remaining.
Khan unfortunately eliminated and Zalt down to Piety. She will be able to find the trade on towards an area, but then having to push out of Link, there are way too many angles. Look at this smoke as well. Good little swing out with a pre-fire though. Oh, and the flick on towards Tara. This is now possible. The neural theft revealing all. Down towards 7 rounds in her magazine though, Vic. And she's trying to find these shots. Shirazi ducks down.
Xipto there. Molly obviously being set up for that post plant. Ensuring their win there. Piety not really having enough
One
time
enemy remaining.
to find them. Khan. Piety separated from the rest of their team.
Oh.
Graham's getting that first kill. Tara being punished for those push-outs.
But it's okay. We've got one more controller, and it's Shirazi.
Is it okay, Quack?
No, I don't know actually. It
I
might
don't
not
know. Every single round, and it comes down to the wire.
It might not be okay. Shirazi definitely hearing that turned her attention away back towards vents for a second. Alexi, shoulder spotted out. And that means there's presence towards mid, but now that they're not visible anymore, are they in vents? Have they rotated over onto B? These are the questions in Xipto's mind.
You know, Khan is up in vents. Drone spotted her out. Setting up those smokes, staying alive. Make sure she can get out of mid, but she might.
Indeed. Khan's position as a lurk is very, very pesky for Xipto to deal with because they're always going to have to watch their backs. If they don't deal with her,
Yep.
she's going to be able to pick up a kill. If they do deal with her, it takes up a bit more time. And this works out in wonders for Sisu. Now that Xipto has to come in with a very huge disadvantage, the numbers not on their side, no trades available. Polly.
It's a 13-13 overtime.
Nice.
Both teams figuring each other out, but this was huge. Catching that rotation for two of them while Alexi went ahead onto site. Sisu staying alive, staying strong, staying in the game on Xipto's map pick.
Right here.
Looks like we're gonna have a very different pacing here, going towards A, trying to get any sort of kill, but it is completely set up by Piety. Trapwires could catch Inari if she's not careful, but instead it's by Khan's bullets.
Sudden burst of execute, but now Sisu, they have to stay steady. Piety cannot afford to lose her life.
Miyu and Alexi find those kills, dwindle down to Saramura, and now just Grams. Can Grams do it again? Grams likes those 3Ks.
Planted.
Can she get a 4th? Suppressed right now.
Enemy.
Being tagged by the drone. They have so much information on her. They know exactly where she is. There's not much she can do except fight fire with fire against the strongest squad here in Game Changers. But she has to take that fight.
Next time, mind the heavy machine.
Try to flick on over, because so far the trend in overtime has been the attacking rounds on Abyss.
Yeah, things have swapped around. A lot of the plans that they were hoping that would go well on the attacker side is finally coming to fruition here now that we're in overtime. Great practice for either one of these squads who might be going to Berlin.
That's potentially why they want this. You have the stars placed out from Xipto towards A. Once again, both teams are just trying to gather a bit more information before committing. They need to make informed decisions here.
Inari opting for that op buy for this overtime round. Sisu playing cautiously here, trying to set up.
That's a more defensive position for Inari, though, back towards Heaven, so she only gets vision in towards window. Meanwhile, Sisu, they're not going to play around this just yet. Going in to check and clear. Corner's not quite pushed out from Xipto. Xipto stays disciplined. Sisu might be able to use this slight timing.
Tara.
Spotted her out. Yes, they are thinking about trying to catch her.
Getting that intel now, knowing there's presence on mid.
But still.
Info there, though. They know exactly where they are at mid.
Yeah, time passed away, Vic. Because it's just one player towards bottom mid,
30
they're
seconds
kind
left.
of deducting that, okay, it's less players on towards B. Let's rush here.
20 seconds left on the clock. Spike easily going down.
Spike
No one
planted.
there to contest. Rest of Xipto's troops gathering forces. This moment is going to be explosive. It's going to be everything.
Look at Piety as well.
Here.
Shot start.
Shock Dart goes out. Flash. Blinding them. Stopping that op kill. Shirazi out by herself.
enemy
Low
remaining.
on health. The script is flipped. Shirazi now all by herself. Rams finishes off again.
Folks watching, and both teams are just keeping things neck and neck. Again, it came down to the attacking rounds.
Enemy remaining.
Lack of information from the side of Xipto, so they weren't really quite informed as to where the site hit was going to go.
Top of that, she's also fragging out of her mind.
She truly is.
All eyes on her for me. Saramura too, following up together with Grams. Can't believe we're at a 14-14 round 29 between Sisu and Xipto, the top two teams from SEA, fighting for their spot in Berlin.
Xipto back on the attack, needing to gather more information. Previous rounds, it was just figuring out the site and then going in decisively with the side exec. But this time, they're leaving Alexian for some kind of a lurk. But now joining back into her teammates, it's the execute back in towards A. They are blocked off by the gravity well, kind of tagged up. Slowly creeping forward now.
Push onto site anyway. Lexi joining the rest of the fray here, not really going for that flank. Grams up in the smoke. Mosh pit's gonna stop the plant.
Spike planted.
Does it take Shirazi? It doesn't.
Still flushes her out of position though. Fragment, unfortunately not quite tossed. So Camus down. Now Shirazi has to hold the angle back towards spawn. And you still gotta wonder about Heaven. Smoke's not quite available. And here comes the flash. Sisu now going in with the retake tower, trying to hold out from A main. But she's all alone. Peeks out. That's 3 players. That is so darn hard to hit. Sisu, they pick up the defense round for the first time ever in our third overtime.
Grams with her utility and the rest of her team coming together really well. That Dizzy that came up was huge. And the wingman in return. This is crazy. I'm very impressed by both squads right now. Sisu in particular. I am.
Nice one.
You can hear the sigh of relief there. These rounds are being won, but it's not an easy feat.
But yes, Vic, it's definitely difficult. Xipto now feeling the pressure of potentially losing out their map pick. And this could mean they could lose 2-0. They could even go to a map 3, and who knows what happens then. Sisu are heating up and back into it on the attacking side. This is where they've won so much before. Slow creeps up. Information trying to be gathered right now, but nothing spotted towards A main. Are they going to do the same thing that Xipto just did?
It's looking very simpler right now, but like you said, agent comp is a little bit different. They're going in slightly more cautiously here, flushing that op back. The Gecko is honestly huge. It just gets so much space. The wingman planting in the safety there. Polly changing up her angle.
Yeah, but this is slightly different because Xipto is now having to work against the disadvantage of the spike. Coming in through the retake now, it's an operator as well. Neri, she saw the barrel, but she can't get a clear shot. Now the peak shot is a little bit too wide for her. Salamar in for the first one. Alexi in for the trade. Tara trades right back. Trades for days out towards spawn side, but it still is one that favors Xipto. Tara crouch sprays in, and it's all down to Khan. Where is she though? Xipto has no idea. She's wrapped back up around towards the top of heaven. spots out the diffuser, tries to spray it, but not quite able to connect. And
still
Camus
going.
manages to stick it all the way through Khan. No kills found, and we go into yet another overtime.
But again, really dicey situations. Great trade out on the op there. Just pushing Inari back and just being ready how to approach it, the two.
Right here.
It's Xipto, sharp shooting. It's a scary thing.
They are always ever the marksman here in Game Changers Pacific.
Right here.
So you can count on them for their trades, but they need to work off of information right now. They need to be able to hold their post plants. Both teams suddenly winning out on the defensive side. For Xipto, it was more of a retake, though. Here we go. Executes straight into B. The paranoia connects. Inari in towards backside. She knows that Polly's right around there, but she has to go in with a bit of a stutter step. And there's the Dizzy. Polly uses that to her advantage, sprays down, completely holding their ground. Tara's the only one left, and the spike is gone into the wind. Mosh pit to keep her pinned behind the pillar. Continuing to jiggle away. She tries to spot out a couple of heads, but she can't quite connect the shot. Recoil a little bit too much. Flawless win for Sisu.
And just when they come together, how fantastic they're playing. And again, I just have to commend that Gecko utility every single time. It's been so impactful. And they still haven't figured out how do we fight not just against the Gecko, but the Gecko's utility. 27 kills for the initiator.
Suppressing.
Side swapped again.
And Sisu have been completely spotted out thanks to Camus' 0 point. Piety, though. Okay, watching her flank. And now you also have Khan. Uh-oh. Trying to hold out towards mid. Xipto working against the back foot here. They might actually lose this round.
Maybe. But you never really know. The way things have been going.
It's early to say, but the main thing here, Vic, Xipto cannot trade any longer in this round. If they let the site go through, if they can't find any opening picks, they're always working against a disadvantage.
That's right. Sisu knows the opportunity that they have here.
Right here.
The pressure is on. Stars now placed up after the Astra utility has refreshed. So the execute's going through now. Samamura definitely going in to clear up backside. There's the wingman plant. Camus trying to land a shot. Alexi managing to land the opening shot, and that could be the difference. Nova Pulse out to block out Samamura as well. Alexi comes in with the initial kill. Trades up from Samamura though. She's still very much alive. Khan. There's the look suddenly being spotted out. And Camus has to turn her head off towards to check her flank. And can she land the shot? She does. Her teammate being able to do quite a bit as well, but then comes in the one-on-one. Down to 1 HP, and that's going to be Sawamura marking down her position. Sisu has done the unthinkable.
Sisu bags the first map and getting one step closer to Berlin. This is the second map this year that Sisu has taken down from Xipto.
On fire. This is amazing from Sisu. They said that they were going to put their best foot forward. I am so glad that they showed up, especially since this is such a close map. I'm still digesting it. Oh my gosh.
I'm stunned, Mika. This was such an incredible map to watch. Just some top tier play from both of these teams here. I think Xipto made a lot of mistakes, frankly speaking, and Sisu got to totally capitalize on it. And it's not just the mistakes that are made on Xipto's side. There's this synergy that's happening with Sisu that I just haven't seen from them at this level in the entire tournament. And it might just be because they're that relaxed, that they just want to play their best game ever. No expectations either way. They're not going to be sad or regretful if they lose today. And it just really comes through in their performance.